Coming to you live from the home of everything Frederick. Well, we're live right now. I'm here with Michelle Rankin, owner and publisher of Stroll Lansdale. It's just perfect like that.
Hi, Dani.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
So we're talking about missions that matter.
Yes.
Every month we work together and team up to highlight a local nonprofit doing amazing things in our community. You write about them, and I donate 100% of the proceeds from all of my merch to that particular nonprofit.
Yes.
So let's find out who is May nonprofit.
So our main nonprofit is Big Tree Memorial Fund. So this nonprofit was founded several years ago after the diagnosis and passing of Eric Big Tree Knapp, a guy who lived here in the Frederick area, who I unfortunately never had the opportunity to meet, but I understand he was larger in life.
Yes.
And that is where the big tree came from.
Yeah, I love that. And, you know, out of tragedy, sometimes great things are born.
They have a golf tournament coming up. They've been doing their golf tournament for the last couple years.
Yeah.
They raise a lot of money, and with those funds, they're able to put that back into our community and help others who might be facing similar situations.
Yeah, I know they're one recipient. So I met them a couple years ago, and they were choosing recipients where a parent had passed from cancer, and there was still a family left that needed to survive.
Absolutely.
And they were able to help that family get through those tough times. Obviously, there's no replacement for the people, but certainly it is a little bit of help.
It is. It's amazing to see the strength and courage of this family to take something and memorialize that and move forward with it, and be able to put that back into our community
100%.
And do amazing things.
Yeah, and that's what we love about missions that matter.
That's what we do, yeah.
So it comes to you courtesy of Stroll Lansdale. The people of a Lansdale community get this magazine every month, courtesy of Michelle. And we are happy here at Good Morning Frederick to support this cause as well.
Great, thank you, Dani.
All right, we're at 401 North Market Street. I'm with Lauren and Ashley, Big Tree Memorial Fund. And I was just saying, I remember you guys a couple years ago. So you are recently established, I think in the scheme of things, 2020?
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's go back a little bit to the story of why we are here today.
All right. So take it back to June of 2020. Actually, I'll go further back. February 14th, 2020, my late husband and I welcomed our daughter, Parker, into this world. And fast forward 4 months, Eric, my husband, was complaining of headaches, just painful headaches that would not go away. Went to the doctors. Doctors couldn't see him in person because it was 2 months into COVID, so everything was virtual visits. They weren't concerned, gave him medicine, said it was probably stress of having a newborn. And on his first Father's Day, he couldn't take the pain anymore. This was about 2 weeks after the initial headache. Couldn't take the pain anymore. My friend's husband took him to the emergency room because they didn't want me going to the emergency room with him and taking the infant again 3 months into COVID. Didn't know what was going on. They did a CT scan where they found a baseball-sized tumor on his brainstem.
Holy cannoli. Seriously. Wow.
Yeah.
That's like everybody's biggest nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, literally I know I've thought it like, oh my gosh, this headache, oh my gosh, I might have, literally.
Yeah.
He did not have any,
No symptoms.
I want him really angry about the doctors, but
Yeah,
we won't get into that. I'm sure you have that there anyway. But that is a scary thing. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, and young.
36.
Wow.
36.
And so unfortunately he passed away.
So
50 hours, you said?
Yeah.
From the time he was there?
He was at FHH. I rushed in there when we got the news, and within a few hours of me getting there, he became unresponsive.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And they said that this wasn't the place for him. They couldn't take care of him at FHH, that he needed to be somewhere more specialized. So they called a medevac, and they flew him to Johns Hopkins, where they performed immediate brain surgery. He survived. They didn't think he would survive the brain surgery, but he never came to. He was pronounced brain dead 52 hours later.
I am so sorry. I mean, I just can't even imagine. Newborn, and here's your husband. I am so sorry. But he was a big part of your life and everyone's lives. So you guys knew each other.
Yeah, Eric and I met in college.
Okay.
You know, we're fast friends, like immediate family.
Yeah. And Big Tree was his nickname.
Yeah, statuesque guy. 6'2", maybe.
6'2", very broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could recognize him from his calf muscles, like walking down the street. Like,
it's like, I know those
yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah, I love it. And so not long after he passed, you said, even at the celebration of life, a friend said.
Yeah, Lauren's husband came to me and said, now's not the time, but in the future, I think it would be a really great idea if you started a foundation to honor Eric and support Parker, our daughter. And I was like, absolutely great idea. I got to get through today and figure out things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was about 6 months later when we started to really put our heads together and came together with Big Tree.
Yeah, and Ashley very kindly was like, this is a great idea for Eric's legacy. However, let's expand the good. Like, let's not focus on Parker for this. Let's see who else we can help.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started the nonprofit, the Maryland-based 501c3, to help other Maryland families that have suffered and a loss from cancer.
Yeah. What a gift, really. I mean, honestly, and when I again cannot even imagine when you're dealing with all the things that come with what you dealt with, to be so gracious to go, you know what, this can really help others. That's really, really amazing. Really is. Have you found working through this and helping these other people and impacting them has helped you in your just
tremendously? I mean, grief therapy and Big Tree has been my saving grace.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I have a huge support system. I'm from Frederick, went to Hood College. My family's still here. I have a huge friend group.
Yeah.
But Big Tree, and it's really been the reason, I think, talking about it, right?
Yeah.
People always say, how can you talk about it so openly? I think practice,
Well, yeah, you're
right?
doing it a lot, right?
Doing it a lot. Yeah,
how did this come? So that is like anything. The more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Right.
Not in a callous way. Just
No,
you're there
absolutely.
to share the story because this journey has led to where we are.
Yeah.
So there's a golf tournament, and when is that?
This year it is September 13th or September 15th?
September 12th.
Okay.
You were close.
The Friday. It was the 13th last year. I'm pretty sure it's the 12th this
Okay.
year.
Yeah. We'll make sure. We'll make
Yeah.
sure, and we'll put the details on screen. So where is it played?
PB Die.
Oh, very nice. Difficult course.
It is.
You guys don't go for the light heart. You're just like, okay, we're going to challenge everybody.
Yeah.
It was actually Eric's first job.
Oh, really?
Was at PB Die.
Holy
So,
cow,
I didn't know
okay.
that.
Yeah.
That's
yep.
cool.
Ah, Oh.
Yep.
I used
So-
to work at PBJ. I was a cart girl.
Really?
For a while, yeah. Let's see, when was that? That was a long time ago. But yeah, my sister worked there too. We were bartenders and cart girls. Okay, and so everybody comes out for a day of golf and fundraising. And then you donate, you choose a family. Now, is that all prearranged on the day? Are the families there and you present what? Wow.
Yep.
It's really emotional.
Yeah,
so
I was just gonna say, I wouldn't be able to make it through that.
it's rough, and it's such an emotional day in general because we're all there in legacy of Eric, and then to make this impact. So we at Big Tree find the families beforehand, and we talk to them, and we learn about them, and we invite them to come experience the support that is at the golf tournament.
Yeah, because they become part of this family now, right?
Yeah.
They're part of the tree.
And that's-
Yeah.
And for people who don't have a support system like you've shared, it can be, I'm sure, life-changing to be welcomed in that by somebody who has dealt with exactly what they're dealing with. So you focus with this money specifically on families who have lost a parent. One of the parents has passed from cancer, and there are children in the family, and this is who you bless.
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. But you didn't stop there. Now we're on Little Oak. Is that it?
Yeah, the Little Oak Project.
Okay, so
So-
tell me about this.
We branched out in 2023 with the Little Oak Project, which gives money to families in Maryland who have a kid getting treatment for cancer.
Okay. And so that's almost, 2 years old now. So do you keep up with the families that you have helped?
Yes, as much as they want to be
Sure, yeah,
involved.
of course.
Yeah.
How has that been? I mean, I hope that there are some successes there.
Yes, and it's a very different type of emotional with them.
Yeah.
Kids are so resilient. Like
They
there was
are
one
amazing.
of our first kids for this broke her leg and found out because of that she had bone cancer. Ended up having to have her leg amputated, and she's like a soccer star and 7 years old and
Firecracker.
just super spirited. And we surprised her and her family at school one day and gave them money and support and all these resources that they wanted to have. And the kid was just so tough, you know?
Yeah.
And there's all the adults are crying.
Yeah, of course.
And the girl was like, "What's happening?"
She's been through so much. And,
Yeah, their strength is somewhere off the plane.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
just
Totally.
not even anything we can deal with. How can the public help you? Where do you need support to continue what you're doing?
Well, we've always been such a close-knit organization, since it all started around Eric. And so one of the challenges has been expanding. And, as we talked about briefly before, like finding the families and finding the kids that we can help. And so people can donate on our website. They can send us emails. Joining our newsletter is a great way to stay in touch and see what events we're doing. Just sharing that we're here and that we give substantial amounts of money. It's not $100. It's whatever we can get away with from the IRS. So, last year,
it's thousands.
$17,000 a family last year.
Yeah, that can really have a huge impact
Yeah.
for people. And, of course it doesn't replace the loss, but it can hopefully alleviate some of the stress they're probably dealing with due to that and getting help that they need. If there was one thing you'd want people to know about Big Tree, what would that be?
That's a good question. Where do you go with it?
Yeah. Glad you added this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a good question. I don't want to say as basic as we're here to help, but we want to connect. We want to network. We want to try and help as many families and as many people as we can.
Yeah.
Cancer is more prevalent than I think if you talk to anybody, they're going to know somebody
yeah.
that's been impacted by cancer and the financial burden that people have to undergo to even try and combat such an awful, awful thing.
Yeah.
Like, we want to help.
Yeah. How's Parker?
She's great. She is a 5-year-old, thinks she's 20.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I have one of those.
Yeah.
She's 19 now. Still thinks she's 30. I'm sure your husband would be very proud of everything you guys are doing.
I know
I'm
he
sure
is.
he's there in spirit
He
for
is.
this event and every day for you
Yeah.
guys. So we really pray for you guys and your family and
Thank
all
you.
the wonderful things you're doing. Out of tragedy comes some great blessings for people. And so I know you're expanding that network beyond. There's a lot of great things that they're doing, and they're continuing to expand, which is great. So helping people right here in are they all out of Frederick or just anywhere in Maryland?
All Maryland,
Maryland,
some
Maryland
Frederick.
based. Okay,
Yeah.
Maryland based. Reach out if you have any questions. I'm sure they would love some volunteers, extra hands, people to help spread the word. Again, I always say this, sharing is free. Share this stream, share their pages, and support in that way. If that's all you can do, we all appreciate that. So we really appreciate you guys and all the hard work you're doing.
Thank
Really
you.
do.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
Thank you guys for watching.